Bright Sun Travels, staying in Las Vegas' infamous Luxor resorts. It was bad. I don't know, man.
Speaking of
Looks pretty good.
lights along the glitzy Las Vegas Strip. But in recent years, the
Yo,
ones
that shit is dope. Fucking 9 seconds in pausing is crazy. Just showing up and you knowing you're staying in that fucking pyramid is dope.
heavily themed, well-loved resort has seen better days. I've heard rumors and jokes about this hotel for years, and it's often on the list of places you probably
Did you guys hear that shit? I popped my crustable.
shouldn't spend the night in Las Vegas. So upon my first
Wait.
trip to Vegas, I thought, I'm gonna get a suite there and see Vegas. And it's often
It's a 2.5 star to stay in a pyramid, which is supposed to be, like a luxurious hotel. Wow, one of the worst is crazy.
on the list of places you probably shouldn't spend the night in Las Vegas. So upon my first trip to Vegas, I thought, I'm gonna get a suite there and see what it's actually like. It can't be that bad, right?
Yeah. There is no way it's that bad, dude. Sorry. There is no way it's that bad. Because a 2.5 star.
So, the nearly $400 million project was started in the early 90s by Circus Enterprises, the same company which owned the Circus Casino down the Las Vegas Strip. The idea was to build a striking, highly themed casino
Wow.
resort that would appeal more towards families, complete with Disney-level theming as well as rides and attractions. With an Egyptian theme chosen, the now-named Luxor would rise out of the Nevada desert at 357 feet tall, making it the 12th largest man-made pyramid in the world. It opened in late 1993 with quite a bit of fanfare and a
Wait,
whole
what?
lot of excitement.
That shit's only the 12th? It's crazy. But I mean, what do you man-made pyramid? There's pyramids that aren't made by man?
Many people who visited the pyramid through the 90s would come to really like its spectacle. Today, however, it's a different story. I'll get into specifics later, but the grandeur of the Luxor today has been
I thought there's supposed to be a pool down here now. The pool's gone.
lost a little when we arrived. The eastern face of the pyramid was covered in a giant advertisement for Doritos, our perfect introduction to the Egyptian world we're about to enter. So we got a slightly more unique room, and I'll show you that in a sec.
Oh my god. That shit looks dope though.
World we're about to enter. So
How is that a 2.5, dude? It's gotta be insanely shit for a 2.5. There's like a little art museum over there. Is this just a Titanic, the artifact? They have a whole exhibit on the Titanic in a pyramid hotel. We got a monument thing. Forgot what that's called. There's a little theater. Looks pretty nice. I mean, it looks dope. In my opinion, it looks dope. What is that though? I don't know what that is.
we got a slightly more unique room, and I'll show you that in a sec. But we first need to get there up on the 29th floor. One just
Unique room, aka the most expensive room we could buy.
and I'll show you that in a sec. But we first need to get there up on the 29th floor, one just below the apex. That means you'll need to ascend the pyramid, and of course it's going to be a little weird. To do so,
That's
you need
dope.
to board these elevators, which are actually called inclinators. They run over slanted tracks and travel at an angle. Apart from the very rough condition they're in, it's an unsettling sensation, especially from the rattling and the vibration.
Was that real, like, shaking?
Inclinators. They run over
The elevator looks like shit, huh? Alright, listen now. Elevator looks like shit. They need to definitely refurbish that. That doesn't look great for a place that looks like that on the outside. Come on.
slanted tracks and travel at an angle. Apart from the very rough condition they're in, it's
There's
an
no way it's
unsettling
actually shaking like that.
sensation, especially from the rattling and the
And I'm nitpicking a lot in this video because it's supposed to be like a luxurious hotel, you know? I'm a nitpick, so I'm gonna do a lot of pauses. But just this alone looks like you're in some type of shitty hotel. Shitty hotel. I mean, it doesn't look terrible, but it looks bad. I don't know if it's the lighting or the carpet, or just everything. But this isn't like great.
the vibrations they make. Thankfully, we did make it to our floor, and we reached
29,000. There's 29,000 in there, rooms in there.
our very exclusive looking double doors. This is our room, a pyramid elite suite. And when first walking in, you'll notice it's pretty big.
This shit looks dope, man.
Immediately to the left, you have a sizable guest bathroom, and beside that is a wet bar, which features a gold and black sink and a wine fridge. The living room also has a high table dining set and a large L-shaped couch,
That couch is kind of ugly, I'm not gonna lie. Looks like someone just rubbed their shitty ass on there.
as well as a TV.
I mean, I get that kind of fabric though, it just makes it look darker.
And then
Whoa, whoa.
also
Almost
has a
skimmed
high
past
table
that.
dining set and a large L-shaped
You guys see that? What the fuck is that? It's the most ugliest chairs I've ever seen in my life.
couch, as well as a TV. And then you have the bedroom, which is another very large space with a lot of square footage. And that's because of the unique architecture of the room, near the apex of the pyramid. That means the walls are very slanted, and a lot of the square footage is basically unusable. You do get a large king bed with
I mean, that's kind of what you gotta expect when you're living in a pyramid.
reasonably comfortable linen, though a pretty hard mattress. There's another TV, which barely works, and a closet area, which is adjacent
A TV that doesn't even work.
hard mattress. There's another TV, which
Oh, you gotta complain about that.
barely works, and a closet area, which is adjacent to the massive bathroom. Here you get a full tub, two sinks, a stand-up shower, and a closed-off toilet room.
That's
Though
fire.
the bathroom itself does not have a door. Overall, I don't really know if this room has anything to do with the resort's theme of Egypt. It's kind of just decorated as a generic hotel suite.
Yeah, definitely.
There are really only one or
I mean, what did you say that was over that hotel was called? Like Pyramid something? I feel like they have to have like some sort of rooms that are purely pyramid based. They have to. Because I know a lot of hotels have that to where they have like a theme on the outside. They have actual themed certain rooms, but the rest of the rooms are just basic, hotel stuff
Egypt.
or design theme.
It's kind of just decorated
I mean, that was kind of Egypt. Look at that faucet. It's like an Aladdin genie lamp,
I don't really know if this room has anything to do
But yeah, maybe it does kind of look more pyramidy,
with the resort's theme
I would say.
of Egypt. It's kind of just decorated as a generic hotel suite. There are really only one or two nods to that theme, my favorite of which is the genie lamp for the bathtub faucet.
That's just fire, dude.
I suspect that was left in place from the original fixtures. Despite this being a suite, upon closer inspection, this room doesn't necessarily put the Lux in Luxor. To put it bluntly, the entire room is extremely worn. There's wear and tear in basically every room, with walls, trim, and fixtures. I mean, everything has marks and scuffs. The overall
There's no way they shoved the lamp in there and it's fucking crooked.
walls, trim, and fixtures. I mean, everything has marks and scuffs. The overall cleanliness of the room is also a bit concerning, with the air conditioning units looking filthy. In fact, I actually couldn't get the living room air to work, as despite me dropping the desired
nice.
temperature as low as it could go, it would just blast hot air. Thankfully, the bedroom
terrible.
AC was
Is that a fucking heater instead?
working, so I just kept that one running with the living room one off.
Okay.
Probably the most heinous lack of
I mean, how much did they pay for this though? I don't think they said, yeah. I mean, it's a quote unquote big room. I'm saying the quote unquote because the whole, the wall is slanted, so it's gonna make it look bigger. But it's still a big room. It looks pretty good. But yeah, I'm sure he spent a shit ton of money on this, and this is what he gets. A lot of shit broken, TV, AC, scuffs everywhere. Everything isn't fully cleaned. Yeah, it's not the best.
cleanliness was
Well, it's not terrible at the same time.
found on the living room couch, as it looked to be in horrible condition, with the overall vibe of disheveledness. Visible stains could be seen under black lights.
No way
Clearly
he
the
brought a
sofa has
black
seen some
light.
abuse, and probably other stuff. The wooden housing under the wine fridge has
Gross.
also seen some and probably other stuff. The wooden housing under the wine fridge has also seen some spillage over the years, as it
Yeah.
looks like the wood is now rotting away. Really, the whole room felt
I mean, I would expect it. I wouldn't expect them to like change the wood out every time, but it definitely got to a point that they should refurbish those rooms.
very tired and clearly had a note of cigarette smoke in the air. despite this, of course, being a non-smoking room.
What
Even
the
the
fuck?
bath towels stench
It wasn't even screwed on in all the way.
of smoke. But maybe the view would make up for it. Yeah,
Oh, hey,
not
guy.
really. Our window was located near the top of the building, but it was also behind the massive MGM Betts scrim, which meant our view was very obstructed and very
Yikes.
difficult to see out of. It also dramatically reduced the amount of light that would shine through, so much so that when I woke up the next day, I didn't even know if it was daylight or not. That's actually a shame though, since the room would otherwise have a great view of the distant mountains.
I mean, I think the view in a pyramid would be dope, but at the same time, it's slanted. It's hard to kind of get close to it because it's fucking slanted at the same time. But yeah, I think it'd be a dope view from there, you know?
So yeah, I think this room was
Maybe don't get a room behind a sign next time
passable,
if you're like more focused on a view.
but not great. But this was a suite after all, and there are a few categories below this, like a standard pyramid room, a premier room, and a jacuzzi pyramid room. There are also a few
Whoa. Hold on, back up a little bit. Kind of blanked out.
but not great. But this was a suite after all, and there are a few
Sweet.
categories below this, like a standard
Okay. That's a nice little room. Kind of ugly as shit, but it's, it's pretty something.
pyramid room, a
Premier room, like ugly as fuck still, but it's not bad.
room, and a jacuzzi pyramid room.
Ooh, that was nice. That was nice. And the wallpaper and everything shit, but it has a little jacuzzi in it to make up for it.
There are also a few corner rooms, and of course this suite, which is the highest category you can get within the pyramid. But there are also
Ooh, I want to see a corner room. I feel like those would be crazy.
two adjacent towers to the pyramid, and those feature some more standard hotel
Ooh, that was nice.
rooms as well as 1 and 2 bedroom suites. Honestly, apart from the novelty of staying within the pyramid, I would probably suggest staying in those. Of course, all of these are priced differently, and
Yeah.
I'll get in.
I'm guessing the adjacent one was just these over here. It looked nice. The ones adjacent to it, like look at that. That's a nice ass hotel right there, man. But yeah, the ones inside the pyramid definitely not great.
Pyramid, I would probably
Not great.
suggest staying in those. Of course, all of these are priced differently, and I'll get into that later. But before we get into amenities here, I want to take a quick moment and thank this video's sponsor, Opera.
Fire
Operative, and quite as a threat. Wait as you putting them and switch to
Opera
TyTy,
GX,
PN,
by the
other as you peer out Luxor has to offer. That's just beyond this vertigo-inducing railing as you peer out over the whole atrium.
Oh my god.
Below, you can see many of the amenities offered here, along with the theming, which also includes this Egyptian town. Many of the
Let's back up a
amenities
little bit.
offered.
So I think it still is an actual art exhibit down there. Theater, of course. Is that where you come in? No, it's not. You coming down there, I think. Making sure you guys can see my mouse. The Titanic thing. Clothing place, I think. From the look of it. I mean, I'm sure it's probably gonna say, yeah, like food courts over here, I'm guessing. Yeah.
Here,
Oh, it's even a downstairs.
along with the theming, which also includes this Egyptian town that for some reason has the Chrysler building in it. I don't really know what happened here, because this was here since the structure was built, and even shown in the model concepts for it. So I don't really understand it. When you're
I mean, it's just a movie theater, I'm guessing, right? So it's gonna have like a ton of different buildings in there. Just kind of make it, theatrical, kind of like a play.
offered here, along with the theming, which also includes this.
I wouldn't think much into it.
So I don't really understand it. When you're down below, you have roughly 2 main levels to explore. Upon first entering the building through the porte cochere, you're confronted with large statues and flanking fountains. This leads you right into the smoky and dim casino floor, which, I don't know, it's a casino. It looks just about the same as every other casino floor in the string of MGM hotels. I don't gamble, so I don't really know the nuances, if any.
That shit
Maybe
is
there
huge,
are
man.
machines that are different here, but it all seems rather generic and standard. Surrounding the casino are a few restaurants like Public House, Tender, and Pyramid Cafe, as well as other amenities like an esports thing, 2 separate Starbuckses that are literally 300 feet away from each other,
What
and
the
a
fuck?
buffet that's tucked away in the basement. The open
Okay.
areas around the casino floor are both wide open, yet feel weirdly claustrophobic, with low ceilings right besides large
Hotel kind of looks ass. Like once you get away from that main lobby part, everything there is ass. Absolutely ass.
wide open, yet feel weirdly claustrophobic, with low ceilings right besides large
I think the way to fix, like the only way to kind of recover from all of this for just making the hotel modern, because the outside gives modern look, of course, because it is, but the inside, no, right? I mean, I get the Egyptian style and everything, but just modern the hotel out, or like the rooms, the hallways, like the hotel uh aspect of it. Uh yeah. Like imagine this, white, right? Oh my god. White walls, everything. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Oh my god. Fuck. Okay. So like white floors, maybe like a white walls or something like that. I don't know, some type of modern stuff.
Wide open, yet feel weirdly claustrophobic
Holy
with
fuck.
low ceilings right besides large Egyptian statues. Now, there are several escalators that lead you up to the second level
I mean, they definitely could still keep the pyramid aspect to it, but it just doesn't look good, like how it is now.
right besides large Egyptian statues. Now, there are several escalators that lead you up to the second level within the atrium, a more entertainment focused area that features live shows like Carrot Top, a comedian that has a long term residency, Fantasy, a very
Okay.
family friendly show, Blue Man Group, we all know them from the Nickelodeon Studios video on my main channel, and an America's Got Talent theme show. But there's also some other
Okay.
attractions like King Tut, an exhibit showcasing replica
Oh
artifacts
wow.
from ancient Egypt, a pretty neat looking visual exhibition of the human body,
Bodies.
appropriately called Bodies, while right beside it is the star of the show for me, Titanic, the artifact exhibition. This was something I was genuinely looking forward to, as I knew they had the infamous Big Piece, a massive section of the hull of
Look at
the
the
actual
door.
Titanic on
Oh
display.
no.
They actually have a
What
ton
place
of
has a door? I know somewhere has a fucking huge door.
section of the hull of the actual Titanic on
Oh,
display.
messed
They
up.
actually have a ton of authentic artifacts from the shipwreck, which was very impressive as someone who is deeply interested in ships
Yeah,
and
how
the
did they
story of the
even
Titanic.
do that? Get all
But
that.
as incredible as it was to see the big piece, I also couldn't help but think that this was the least appropriate place for it to be on display. In a campy glass
Yeah,
pyramid
definitely.
disguised as a Dorito in the desert with people staying above it, a casino below it, and fantasy across from it. The $70 we paid for two people was honestly kind of worth it just to see the big
Wait,
piece.
70
But
bucks? Oh, to get in there?
the $70 we paid for two people was honestly kind of worth it just to see the big piece. But it
It's
also
not
got me
bad.
thinking on the ethics of the whole experience. From the horrible acting and the poorly produced supplementary videos to the gaudy photo ops, it felt very disrespectful, especially once we reached the gift shop. Like, why are we selling Titanic snow globes? They wouldn't be doing that with other mass casualty events that happened
Yeah,
100
it's
years ago. Also,
that's kind of crazy. I mean, it's a cool thing, and I understand the Titanic one just because how cool that Titanic is, how much people, how much it's people's favorite like movie and whatnot. I know it's a real event, but still, I know it's a lot of people's favorite.
snow globes? They wouldn't be doing that with other mass casualty events that happened 100 years ago. Also, this $189 coin picture thing doesn't even have all of the photos from Titanic. That's staircase photos from Olympic. Come on. I don't know. It was
What? Was what?
all of the photos from Titanic. That's staircase photos from Olympic.
They have a picture of everything from the Titanic, but it's not even a picture. Like the picture is not from the Titanic. That's weird.
Come on. I don't know. It was
That's
really
weird.
something seeing all these artifacts, but there is also a reason why actual Titanic museums don't feature salvaged items. Anyways, this was the only form of actual Titanic
Today we decided not to include our episode for ethical reasons. Probably discovered the view and the reason not fast salvage. Do not currently form part of the exhibit. It's just a moral thing, I'm guessing. Yeah, it's not an ethical thing to do, like showcase. Well, I mean, it's a fucking Titanic museum. So like, what do you mean? Not gonna show actual stuff from the Titanic? What are you showing then? You know?
museums don't feature salvaged items. Anyways, this was
That's
the
dumb.
only form of entertainment we attended at Luxor. But
I was gonna say I get it. like ethically is, you know, you don't want to showcase a tragic event, but you're a museum featuring the Titanic, right? I feel like it makes sense to have artifacts from the Titanic.
There is more on this level. There's a Mexican bar and eatery, a brand new indoor playground area for
That's a
adults, an
playground?
O2
What?
Vitality bar that is basically just pseudoscience nonsense, and the food court, which is really a hit or miss. Mostly misses though. We decided to eat here for lunch at Bonanno's New York Pizzeria, which has individual slices that cost $10 each. Emmy got a slice and I got a stromboli, which came
I
out
mean, it's a big slice. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's worth $10. It's definitely not. But it's a big slice. Come on.
to a very expensive $29, and it was pretty bad. Outside of the core lobby activities, you can indulge in other vices too, like shopping, which Luxor is conveniently attached to the shops at Mandalay Bay. It feels
What
a
the
little
fuck? It's a whole mall in there.
more premium and has some good shops with a direct connection to the Mandalay Bay Resort. The same cannot be said for the opposite side of the building, as once you pass the
Looks so dead, dude. Oh my god.
to the Mandalay Bay Resort.
Yeah, all of this.
The same cannot be
You got fucking that.
said for the opposite side of the building, as once you pass the
I mean, that actually showcases how pyramidy they could make it. It looks good, pretty much, you know?
convention center area, you enter the meandering bridge over to the Excalibur, another MGM owned resort. However, this one is in much worse shape, and the shops that populate this pathway are tacky and probably not worth your time. Elsewhere is a spa, which has treatments that are comparatively priced to other hotels in the area, even luxury ones, though it does have good reviews. Outside is the main pool deck, which isn't anything too impressive, but it is large. Now, I mentioned you can walk to the other sister resorts, but you can also walk out front, past the massive Sphinx, and board a tram that runs between all three MGM resorts on this side of the strip. However, strangely, on the
There's just an entire billboard. Like a Doritos ad, you know?
that runs between all
And then the
three
tram,
MGM
too.
resorts on this side of the strip.
That's
However,
crazy.
strangely, on the day that we were staying there, only one side of the tram was working, while the other one that actually stops at Luxor was down for the day, I guess. I say I guess because it
Yikes.
wasn't posted anywhere, and people were waiting there for like 30 minutes for a tram that was just never going to come. That was very annoying. But if the giant
That's dumb.
Dorito hadn't given it away already, this resort has lost a lot of its original theming and charm. Back when it opened in late 1993, the resort had a highly themed indoor experience that
wow.
included a boat ride and a simulator, which featured its own original storyline. It all seemed honestly pretty impressive in the beginning. Obviously, that indoor boat ride is gone. It was removed 3 years later in 1996 after an overall renovation. It's a shame though, as it gave some overall kinetic energy to the building and was also free of charge. The simulator ride, for its part, closed in 2004. As a part of that 1996 renovation though, the resort was planning to expand with more
Oh my
hotel
God, it's
rooms,
huge.
and early plans for this called for 5-story lodging buildings that surrounded the exteriors and were made to look like an Egyptian village. Lush landscaping and that river ride, now
Oh,
moved
wow.
outside, would snake through this area. It looked really cool. Of course, though, that vision would not materialize, and instead, 2 black, all-glass towers were added. This is also while other nice elements, like the outdoor water fountain and its accompanying water show, was also removed. A valet parking lot and a monorail station now takes its place. So overall, the
I
hype
mean, it still looks good. Like, look at that. It looks good, right? But the original ideas definitely were very cool too. But yeah, I understand why they did change it. I don't think it would have lasted long like this one does.
a valet parking lot, and a monorail station now takes its place. So overall, the highly themed original vision of the resort has been severely diminished. But let's take a look at value, particularly what I paid for our Pyramid Elite Suite. I can complain all I want about the roughness of the hotel and the
Yeah, I was wondering
hollowness
how
of the
expensive
creative
it's gonna be.
vision, but I really can't complain about price. We paid just $164 for our suite. Honestly, that's not too
What?
bad. Now, while
That's
I
fucking amazing. 164 for all of that. That's a good value. That's a good ass value, man.
$164
At least compared to here, because everything here is insanely expensive.
for our suite. Honestly, that's not too bad.
For
Now,
like the bare minimum too.
while I would say the value is pretty decent, the product itself also feels like a $164 suite, maybe even a little worse off. That is also an off-season rate. We visited in the winter. Though it's not all that hard to find Luxor with a base rack rate of just $25 a night. Though with its $37 daily resort fee, the cheapest standard king bedroom comes out to still a pretty crazy $62 a night, which is
That's fire.
incredibly cheap. If you want to
Yeah.
stay in the tower outside of the pyramid, where the rooms look slightly nicer, they start at
Slightly nice. That shit looks amazing. Oh my god. I mean, yeah, it's a pretty good view, you know? Nice TV, nice desk, modern stuff. Bed looks good.
$70 a night, while a pyramid corner suite starts at $111. The larger one-bedroom tower, while a pyramid
That looks pretty nice.
corner suite
Not bad.
starts at $111. The larger one-bedroom tower suites start at $151.
Even have a little tic-tac-toe on the table. You see that? Tic-tac-toe. Yeah. Somebody won. I don't know who was the last person to win, but somebody won.
While the top tier two-bedroom suites at $261.
Whoa.
Now, there are also larger
Oh my
luxury suites
God.
that are apparently difficult to book and are typically reserved for people high up in MGM's loyalty program or people who have spent a lot of time in the casino.
fucking dope.
Regardless, these bookable rooms are incredibly cheap, though it's also not hard to find days where they are much more than this. $62 a night is objectively very affordable for any hotel. That's less than most trusted roadside hotels.
Holiday Inn.
But the quality and the overall atmosphere here is bad, and you are absolutely paying for what you get. It's not a good vibe here, and that's the sacrifice you're making for such a cheap room. But this is also Vegas, and cheap hotels are not all that hard to find, especially decent ones. The Flamingo does have a better location, with many arguing that the rooms are better. The Link also features better rooms and has a more modern
Oh my
resort
god.
experience.
That's the lake? What is that? The buildings kind of remind me of a fucking, what is it, parrot? Flamingo? Parrot, I think. That's crazy. It's all blue. What is that? They have a Barbie hotel? Yeah, that's pretty dope. I'd seen that one. That one right there? Yeah, I'd be staying in that one. That's pretty
And
dope.
both of these resorts can be found at a similar price. But if you're looking to book a larger room at Luxor and getting into the $120 plus range, there are just so many other options I would go for, like the Virgin Hotel, the Hilton at
Oh my
Resort.
God.
There are just so
Yeah, I'd stay in that one. That one's fucking fire, dude.
many other options I would go for, like the Virgin Hotel, the Hilton at Resorts World, and the Park MGM, all of which are sub $200 a night. Okay, so let's give this an actual Jake's
I
isn't
would
any
not
good
spend
score.
that much for a
It's
hotel. The most I'd spend for a hotel, I mean, I guess it kind of depends on the room. You know, it depends. I'm not gonna stay in the hotel for like the entire time I'm there, right? So I'm not gonna get like a huge fancy ass hotel room, spend all that money. So like some less than $100, you know, that's pretty good, I think.
Based on 5 categories, each out of 10, for a potential perfect score of 50 out of 50. We'll start with location. Luxor is located on the far south end of the Strip. Other than the tram service that connects the 2 other MGM hotels, as well as a walking bridge, it is a bit far from what most would consider to be the center of the Strip, with all of the nice resorts. But it is on the Strip, so I'll give it a 5 out of 10. Amenities are tough. There is a lot on paper, like the aforementioned tram, a pool, a casino, the exhibits, the shows, food, and drink. Many of
there's a
them,
shit
though,
ton
just
there, dude.
offer a low quality experience. It's a 4 out of 10. Luxury, even in the context of the price points, is basically non-existent. 10.
It's an
Luxury,
ice cube machine? What the fuck?
even in the context of the price points, is basically non-existent. Everything is tired looking, there is very little on offer as a guest for you other than upsells, and the rooms are in desperate need of updating and cleaning. I would not consider this a quality experience even for the
Oh, yeah,
price
it looks
points,
ass.
and it's a 3 out of 10. Service was
3.
fine. It's a 4 out of 10. Value,
4.
well, you get what you pay for, I guess. Vegas has a lot of alternatives for our particular room, and I
my
would honestly
God.
rather stay at a Courtyard by Marriott rather than what we had. On the flip side, the rock bottom rates this big triangle offers is hard to compete with, so I have to give it at least a 6 out of 10. That brings the total score to 22 out of 50, making it one of,
Yikes.
actually it is the lowest hotel I have yet to stay in. It's also
Oh my
quite
god. His highest one is Pearl Hospitality, Elora Mill Hotel and Spa. 10,99998. Okay. You got Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge, Universal's Cabana Bay, Fairmont, Banff Springs, Hilton, Les Chateaux, Fontainebleau. Fontainebleau. That's the one you just talked about, right? The one with the all the buildings there were like completely blue, like bird looking. We got Cliveden House, Disney Port, Disney's Grand, Conrad Resort, Disney Riviera. What is that one? Another Disney one is 95541. How cheap is that shit? One. Oh my god, he rated somewhere one for value? That's insane. How cheap is it? Another Disney one. Contemporary. Hilton Niagara Falls. And then you got the Luxor one. Oh my god, it's like the hotel is at right now. Or not like right now, but the one he's showing. Is like oh my god, dude. Fucking five. And the next one after is seven. That's a huge difference. And four and six. 3 and 6. Service there is 4 though. I don't know. I wonder why. Like he didn't show anything about him doing anything with service people. So I don't know how you rate the service stuff when you don't get services. Uh, but I mean, okay, you know, 4 out of 10 is insane. 6 out of 10. Is value just the price of it? I'm guessing. I'm guessing value is the price. But yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't have rated it that low. You know, everything seemed, mid, right? I would say mid. If I had to rate it from what I seen, I don't know anything about the location. I'll take his word for it. 5. The amenities there. I mean, they got clothes store. They got a fucking mall in there. Food stuff. Theater. Some cool exhibits in there. I would say solid 7. I'd say a solid 7 on amenities. The luxury or quality of it. Uh, like the main lobby, if you're talking about the main lobby would be pretty high, I think. Around a 7. Not that high. It's a fucking 7. But mixed with the room itself for 164, I mean, value is insanely good. But it's supposed to be one of the best rooms they got. A lot of shit broken, whatnot. I say a 5, so around like a 6 luxury quality, I think. I give it a 6, yeah. Service wise, don't fucking know. Value though, I mean it is pretty fucking cheap, buddy. It's a cheap ass hotel. I'm guessing the lower you go, the cheaper. Fuck, I don't know. No, it's gotta be higher. It's gotta be if the number is higher, the cheaper. I don't know. I'm not gonna rate that one. I don't know what that one
Possibly
is.
the weirdest. So overall, I would not stay here again. I think there are other options, and when budgeting a trip to Vegas, I would prioritize the resort over the lowest per night rate you can get. Because even if you're staying here at the lowest rate, you're still factoring in the quality of the service you're getting, the quality of food, all of the upsells, possibly your health in the rooms. I think
I'm gonna be honest though. If you're staying in a hotel, you're not gonna be in the hotel the entire time, right? I mean, you're in Las Vegas. Of course, the hotels there is gonna be, something you do a quick walk around and check everything out. If you need a night food snack, you go downstairs, get something to eat. But at the same time, if you're trying to budget, just go for a cheap hotel room. If you're hungry, drive somewhere else, or just fucking eat what they got. If you're trying to budget. But that hotel is pretty fire. It's not bad from what I've seen.
there's a lot to consider, and there's other properties that can offer better. I will say though, it was an interesting stay here. Again, it was my first trip to Las Vegas. We were coming here to see the once abandoned Fontainebleau finally reopen. So it was quite the switch from going to Luxor at the beginning of my trip, ending in Fontainebleau.
Oh my god. That's a huge difference. How much was this? I don't know if he's gonna say. But holy fuck, that's a nice ass hotel, man.
The end. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more like it,
I had high hopes because it looks fire from the outside. It looks pretty good.
don't forget to subscribe, as I have a lot planned for the future,
Is that the
including
mall?
first class. See more like
You got this one, you got the counterpart or whatever. You got the mall over here. I'm guessing that's the mall. That's what it looks like it'd be.
Don't forget to subscribe, as I have a lot planned for the future, including First Class on the Queen Mary 2, Transatlantic in the winter,
Oh.
which I am very excited for. But until then, my name is Jake, and thank you very much.
Excuse me, man. Fire video, man. Bright Sun Travels. I'll probably watch some more of his stuff. It looks pretty interesting from what he was showing. But staying in Las Vegas, infamous Luxor resort, it was bad. Fire video, man.